Yeah. Wait, I'll start now. Hi, welcome to the Calvert Marine Museum's first Google Hangout on air. We have Doug here, the museum director, and today he's going to talk about some of the background of the museum. We're going to go into some of the behind the scenes things, and then we'll have some time for questions at the end. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video and joining our chat. So I will let Doug take it away. Doug, could you tell us a little bit about the museum and when it was founded, where it's located, some events that you guys take part in?
Okay. First, Lauren, I cannot see you. I can see me on the screen, but not you. So you're seeing me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I'll talk to myself. Um, Hi, I'm Doug Alves. I'm the director here at the Calvert Marine Museum. The museum is in Solomons, Maryland, in southern Maryland, in Calvert County. We are off Route 24, about 20 miles south of Prince Frederick, the county seat. Or as we say, if you're in Washington, D.C., and you're at the White House, go south on Pennsylvania Avenue to our lighthouse, and you'll find us. We're a museum of regional history and natural history, founded in 1970, and we have three themes: estuarine biology. We have fish tanks with all the types of critters you find in the bay and the river and out in the ocean as it comes into the bay. Estuarine biology. Then we have paleontology. If you were here millions of years ago, you would see whales, dolphins, and sharks, and we find the fossil remains of all these critters from 15, 20 million years ago. And maritime history. We have lighthouses, boats, and talk about all the different things that people would do on the Patuxent River and Chesapeake Bay.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Doug. So now we want to get into some of the behind the scenes things. So could you share a little bit about the history of the otters with us?
Well, we started a North American river otter program about 20 years ago. And we wanted to display river otters because they are native to southern Maryland, native to this area, but a lot of people don't see them. They're very shy. During the day they sleep and they're active at dawn and dusk. And we set up a habitat. We built an outdoor habitat with a pool of about 9,000 gallons. There's glass walls. You can see them swimming above water and below water. And we brought in two otters who were captured in Louisiana in the bayous outside of New Orleans, and we brought them in and set up the habitat. So these otters are the same species as what you would find in Calvert County, but coming from Louisiana, they speak otter with a deep southern accent and like Cajun cooked sweet tea. We've had a number of otters throughout the years. We had to name the otter program, say 20 years ago, and the otters' names are Bubbles and Squeak. And just like how many Lassies were there on TV, we've lost otters over the years, and we have Bubbles 3. This is the third otter to be named Bubbles, and Squeak 2. And so we lost Bubbles about 3 months ago. Otters will live 10, 12 years in the wild, and 15, 20 more years in captivity because they are safer condition in the wild. They get diseases, they get run over by cars and so forth. So we lost Bubbles 2 about 3 months ago. He was about 12 years old, so he lived a fairly normal life. And we did a necropsy, or the autopsy, after his death and found that he had a heart condition that there was nothing we could do. So we've brought in a new otter. His name is Guinness, and so his stage name is Bubbles again. He was captured in Louisiana and treated as a pest. There's lots of fish farms down there, and the otters will get into the fish farm and just enjoy the buffet and think it's a sushi hangout. So they were captured, and a lot of these otters get sent to Ohio. And in Ohio, the man there who's federally licensed to deal with marine mammals, he'll either find a home for them with other zoos or aquariums, or unfortunately, they'll end up in the fur trade. So Guinness was acquired by the museum, and we drove out to Ohio, say about 6 weeks ago, and brought him back. So now the issue is to get him and the otter we've had for 12 years to get along, and it's been a little tough going. There's been a few fights, and the fur has flown a little bit, but slowly they'll to know each other.
That's great. Thanks for sharing. I know the otters are a great thing for the kids, and all of the people that you have visit the museum get really excited about that. So
Well,
cool.
they're quite intelligent animals and quite inquisitive. And a little story I'd like to tell about when we had the first otters 20 years ago. Um, they they were almost a year old when we got them, and because we were delayed in getting the habitat built, and so when they got here, they had never been in water over their head. Now, watching otters swimming, and you assume that they're natural swimmers, but even in the wild, the mama has to kind of push them in and let them know that swimming is something they do naturally. So here it is. We spent all this money to build this habitat. We have these two otters, and they're just sitting on the bank of the water, and they won't go in. And this is Wednesday, and Friday we've got the opening, and all the hors d'oeuvres are ordered, and all the high mucky mucks are coming. And what are we going to do? The otters aren't swimming. And the aquarist is in her bathing suit in the pool, waving fish. Come on, boys! Come on, girls! Get in! Get in! Well, finally, the curator comes in the back of the push boom, pops them in, and they realize, oh, this isn't bad. We like this. So they're there for the first day, and it was a typical summer, hot, humid Southern Maryland day. And about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they decided, well, enough of this foolishness. Let's go inside where the air conditioning is. So they went into the back, and there's a sliding door, and they grabbed the door and slid the door open. And then they pushed gravel in and jammed the door open. The curator had to crawl in the back with a hose. He blasted the gravel out. They shut the door. He shuts the door. They open the door. He shuts the door. Well, I come in, the otters are pounding on the door. It's disconcerting to think the otters have a higher IQ than the staff, but we're trying to stay ahead of these guys. So so then they went out, and they're swimming around these big glass plate windows. It's 3 sheets of glass, 1,200 pounds, caulked to take the pressure of 9,000 gallons. And they go from window to window to window, chewing on the caulking and making all make it leak. So we had to drain it all down and put fiberglass over it to keep them from chewing on that. And filled it back up again, brought them back in. Well, then there's intake pipes so the water can circulate through the big pool, and it goes in the back where we have filtration systems. Well, we had screening over the end of the intake pipe because we didn't want to get stuff to get in there and ruin the pumps. Well, they take the screening off, ball it up, shove it down the intake pipe. They get bored with something. Gee, Bubbles, what do you want to do? Let's squeak. Let's throw it down the intake pipe. So we had to replumb it, and it's basically dealing with a bunch of 2-year-olds, and what can we get? What are they going to get away with? And trying to stay ahead of them. So they're a lot of fun, very active, interact with the kids. I see them swimming back and forth, and the kids will chase them from window to window, and so they really are a nice attraction here at the Calvert Marine Museum.
Yeah, they're very fun. So could you go into a little bit more detail about how you guys make the food at the museum for the animals?
Well, we basically buy food at a local seafood facility. We prepare it. We give them smelt. It's a little type of fish, and but also they get their fruits and vegetables. Otters are omnivores. They not only eat things like fish, crabs, seafood, shellfish in the wild, but they'll eat plant material. They'll eat a baby duck if they can get a hold of one. So we get the food and chop it up and prepare it. They also get these little smelt, or like kind of look like sardines or little fish. Feed them. And we give them a carrot at the end. And when they get their carrots, they know that's dessert and that's the end of the meal. About 3 meals a day. And we also give them little treats behind the scenes and out in the habitat. When it's hot, we'll take a Tupperware container or an ice cube tray and put like grapes in it and freeze it and put the little ice floating out there, and they chew on it. The nice crunchy center. It's Otter Pops, they like that. So so they eat pretty good here.
Very good, very good. So are there any other stories that you'd like to share with us today? Just fun things that happen at the museum?
Well, another theme here is paleontology, and if you walk the beaches of the Patuxent River, St. Mary's River, Potomac River, you can find the fossil remains of whales, dolphins, and sharks, the critters that were living here and swimming in what was a shallow sea. The ice caps had melted. This was all underwater here, and the shoreline was DC and Richmond. And so the whales and dolphins are breeding here, and big sharks would come in, including the megalodons, the Megalodon carcharodon, which could get up to 50, 52 feet long. Just a huge, big shark, as big as a tour bus. So we'd find the fossil remains of whales and dolphins, and we sometimes find animals that have been chewed on by the sharks, and we're trying to see whether they died naturally and then they were fed on by the sharks, or whether they were attacked and killed by sharks. And one of the crazy things we find, you not only find fossil bones and whatnot, but we find fossil feces, poop. So when animals defecate, some of this will go to the bottom and fossilize. And we found some coprolites, they're called, with teeth marks in them. And so here's a piece that's about 10 inches long, and it has bite marks in it, and the staff built a little ridge around it and poured in a resin, and they actually got a positive image of what the impressions were. We could actually tell what type of shark it was by the teeth marks. It was a lemon shark. And so what's going on here? You know, do these sharks like to eat poop? Or sometimes the sharks are foraging around, and they'll find something, they'll bite into it to see, is this something that do I want to eat or don't want to eat? Or what we think may have happened was that the feces was inside the guts of some animal swimming around, say a big giant crocodile, and the shark came up from the bottom and attacked him and ripped him open and bit into the soft feces, and it went to the bottom and fossilized. So these are the stories we try to make come alive when we find the fossils. They're not just more dead bones, but what's going on? How did these critters live? Where did they live? And so forth. What can we learn? And we have, with over 40,000 fossils, the largest Miocene fossil collection outside the Smithsonian.
Oh, wow.
We've discovered 4 or 5 new species of genus of whales and dolphins, and so we've got to name them. So it's for a small museum out in the middle of nowhere here. We've got quite an important collection, and researchers from all over the world come and use our collections and study our fossils. And I send staff around the world. I mean, did I get to go to Sweden to present the paper? No. Anyway, we do a lot of research and publishing, and I'm quite proud of all the work that happens here with the paleontology collection.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing some behind-the-scenes facts of the Calvert Marine Museum with us today. And for all the viewers out there, thank you for watching, and we hope that you'll visit the museum soon. If you'd like some more information, please check out our Google Plus page or visit the Calvert Marine website. And then also stay tuned for our next Google Hangout, which will be with Vanessa Gill, and she will talk about some of the things that you can rent out at the museum rentals and things like that they have. So thank you so much, Doug, and thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks. Come visit our Figureheads Fish Fossil Food and Fun. We're open every day, 10 to 5. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye-bye.